What is one thing that you want answered in the next 3 months? Is it what kind of deal Boris Johnson wants with the EU, or whether he is ready to extend if we don't get a deal in time?
That's a really good question. I think the one question is what deal he wants with the EU and whether or not he's really prepared to take the option of no trade deal at all. Now, that's not as dramatic as no deal last autumn would have been, but it still is on the cards. And I think, you know, that has to be a real possibility. The government is saying a trade deal at the end of this year is a bonus, but it's not a goal. We are not extending, and that remains his position.
Okay, what do you think people of the UK will be doing today? Is it melancholy? Do people are they just fed up with Brexit and are quite happy to move on?
You've got both those feelings out there, and then you'll have some people who are absolutely jubilant at this. But I think it's a low-key feeling all over for the two reasons you mentioned. Some people are really sad about this; they resigned to it. Others are thinking, even if they were delighted about it, really this has been a very long 3.5 years, and let's get on with it. But of course, as you were just saying, we don't know quite what the future is going to look like.
If we don't know what the future is going to look like, Bronwen, who has the power in the negotiations? In every bilateral negotiation, it's not equal. There's always a sense of power. Who has the power here?
The difficulty is that each side thinks it has the power. And that economists and game theorists can tell you can make for really quite an unpredictable outcome. The European Union certainly thinks it has the upper hand. It's larger, it feels it has less to lose by taking a hard line, and it's got quite a few points where it really feels it has a hard line, for example, on fishing rights, on data, and so on. The UK, though, feels that it is in more of a position to walk away from some of these things than the European Union does. So I think for all the, the sense that the drama of last year is behind us, there is the potential for a real cliff edge again in the middle of this year as the two sides square up. Let's just hope that, because there is an incentive on both sides still to do a deal, that does prevail, and the government really not in the mood for another big fight. It wants to get on with its huge domestic agenda. But this is not going to be a very comfortable year, I don't think.